You're live! Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing The Division 1 and The Division 2 on Steam Deck. So, well, it's been a while since I played The Division. I remember when it came out, the first one, that I had a GTX 750 Ti. Now being able to play it portably, it kinda blows my mind. It's like I'm living in the future. Ha! Who would have thought? So how's it going, guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And, well, these games, whether you have them on Steam or Uplay, you're basically launching the game launches, Uplay, and then the game actually opens. So it doesn't matter if you don't have it on Steam, it's just you don't need to install Uplay manually if you only have them there. So this will be basically me testing this to get the best settings and then make a video out of this, and I can talk to you guys at the same time. So for the Division 1, it's playable. It says some functionality is not accessible with the default controller. This game sometimes shows mouse, keyboard, and non-Steam Deck controller icons. Some text requires manually invoking the keyboard, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, basically we have Uplay in the middle. And then when it comes to the Division 2, it's also marked as playable, but this one has way more drawbacks. This game launcher may require touchscreen. Text is small, some functionality is not accessible without mouse and keyboard. The game sometimes shows non-Steam Deck controller. Entering text requires invoking the on-screen keyboard, and some text is very small, which we can adjust inside the game actually. And the game does not exit cleanly. That sometimes happens when you quit by at the Steam overlay, but apparently the game works fine. So anyway, let's try the Division 1 first, and let's see what happens. I'm using a PS4 controller. Just randomly. Hey, Satanic! Nice name, by the way. How's it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm here, drinking mate and playing the Division on Steam Deck. Super excited to revisit it. It's been a while. Energy. So as you can see here, it goes through Uplay, or Ubisoft Connect, better said. It hasn't been Uplay for a while, and it launches the game. The first time might take a little bit longer, but you have your cloud saves and all that stuff. And since this game is online across the board, you need an internet connection, obviously, just like normal. So yeah, the first time, it'll take a few more minutes to launch out of the box. Then when it comes to here, I disable the frame limit for the first test, but we're going to try different things and settings. I've been playing this lately because I had very heavy work, and now just going to bed and playing the Division has been pretty fun. Awesome to see updated bits of the Division games. Yeah, I did them on the Steam Deck LCD a while ago, and it changed significantly, so here we go. Options. First thing that I recommend, make sure DX12 is enabled. It helped me, at least when it comes to CPU usage, so enable this. You'll need to restart the game, keep that in mind. Graphics. By default the game is on low, but I did a custom preset. Right now we don't have a frame limit, ignore that for now. Shadow quality on high, you have low, high, and PCSS. If you put it on low, despite the shadows being sometimes high resolution, you can see the edges of the shadows. This puts like a softening filter around them. ¿Qué dice Ricardo Villa? Always joy to see you on my homepage. Happy to be there, sir. So high shadow quality is for softening around the shadows. Medium shadow resolution, it goes from low to high, medium is fine. Spot shadow count, this is the lights from spotlights that cast shadows, how many of them. Medium seems to be okay, but you can go for low as well. The game just looks a bit flatter. Spot shadow resolution, this is the resolution of the lights that are from spotlights. You can lower this if you want as well. These are more dynamic. I recommend keeping this on medium. Contact shadows, you have off, sun low, or all high. Sun low is fine. Contact shadows only for the sun. Box effects, SMAA on ultra. Temporal AA, super sampling, and stabilization. Stabilization looks bad, Super sampling actually looks good. This is the upscaling technique. And I lowered the resolution scale to 85%. I know this sounds weird, but trust me, it does make a difference. This is a lower resolution being upscaled to 800p, but it actually looks pretty solid like this. On the smaller screen especially. Sharpening, personal preference, particle detail on low for performance. Wind affected snow didn't seem to make much of a difference. Volumetric fog, lowest. Reflections on medium, this is for the big cube maps. Local reflections, this is for screen space reflections, so I highly recommend this on medium. Subsurface scattering, yes. Anisotropic filtering 8 times, we can go 16. Parallax mapping on low, ambient occlusion on low, and that's basically it. Oh, object still at 20%. This affects the performance quite a bit. Basically the draw distance. Oh, that John Wick reference, yeah. Oh. How do you record screen on Steam Deck for regular video? I use a capture card. Basically the capture card is connected to the Steam Deck through the dock, and I put it on my screen. Anyway, those are the settings. After doing this, make sure to restart the game. So let's continue with my character. Yeah, I mean, The Division is having an update on Division 2 because they're adding a limited time event that actually makes the game more interesting in a way that the enemies take way more damage, you as well, more like a hardcore mode. But the hardcore mode is a limited time event, yeah, but I think is what the Division put off a lot of people on. When it comes to, there's a guy with a hat that takes 7 headshots. So, yeah, that was my issue with it. Okay, let's put a bigger overlay. Remember that we are with unlocked frame rates. So with unlocked frame rates, the game is pretty CPU intensive. So yeah, as you can see, the CPU usage is very high, and we lose GPU frequency due to that. But with these settings, the game actually looks pretty good in my opinion. You still have those cube maps for reflections, you still have those shadows, there we go, a spike in the frame time, CPU usage. When traversing is when I notice the spikes the most. So I wouldn't be targeting 60s across the board. It's possible, but you have those spikes that you're seeing there. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to fix this by tweaking settings. I think we're just SOL when it comes to that. Technically, the GPU can do it, but the CPU is the limitation here.
Rikers have a squad pinned down in an alley off of West 53rd.
Your LCD, your eyes hurt for a couple hours. You need a bigger screen. Wouldn't your eyes hurt more if there was a bigger screen? Also, before I get shot, never mind. Let me see if I can use my mouse and keyboard for this. Yeah, let's turn up this controller. Enemies are spongy because the game is RPG. Yeah, I get it. It's just kind of breaks immersion for me. I don't know what you guys. I mean, just visually it doesn't make sense. But I understand is the reason the game is like that. Okay, yeah, with mouse and keyboard, it makes more sense to me. If you're bad with a controller like me, keep that in mind. Let me disable Bluetooth super quick. Otherwise, the footage doesn't look great. Did you play with a benchmark like this? What do you mean? I mean, there's a benchmark mode, but I don't think it's great to gauge the performance. It shows you quite a bit of the game, but still, I don't think it's 100% realistic. You downloaded Division 1 like 2 days ago. That's the thing. Your deck notified me that you downloaded it, and it was like, okay, if Prithvi3423 downloaded it, I need to do a video. Awesome to hear, man. So as I was saying, my main issue with the performance here is that there are spikes in the frame time, CPU related.
Dispatch to patrol. Rikers have a squad pinned down in an alley off of
When
West
something
53rd.
loads,
They need backup.
that seems to be the main issue. Works well on Fedora. I mean, it makes sense if it works on SteamOS. there shouldn't be a problem with all that. You don't like a bit of the grind in looter shooters? Yeah, I mean, if realism is an optional mode, I'll take it. No doubt about it. I'm not sure why they didn't put that in this game. Okay. So very quickly, looking at the shadows. There is some softness. I added softness using high shadows, but the resolution of the shadow is pretty low. That's why shadows are on high. To avoid the blocky looking shadows. Also spotlight shadows for like the cars and stuff. For artificial lights. Still pretty good resolution, even on medium. So yeah, I think it's a great balance. Yeah, if they make it too realistic, it becomes Ghost Recon. Good point. Yeah, I mean, it's just visually it doesn't make sense to me. But as you can see, in this part, just shooting some enemies here and there, in a static moment, to say it in some way, it's okay. The thing is, when you start traversing, you get spikes in the frame time, depending on the area. Yeah, Ghost Recon being a looter shooter was a mistake, I agree. It makes no sense at all. Let's see, what other gun? I don't remember what I had here. Although this doesn't got shadows, but I think even on my PC, it doesn't do it. Sir? Sir! Drop the knife! That's so freaking random. Yeah, I feel in some drops below 60. My advice for this game is to either lock it to 45 or 50. If you don't like the input lag that the SteamOS option gives you when locking the frame rate, you can lock it inside the game for better latency. Give me a way higher level area than I should be at. Hey Hiro, ¿qué tal? Yeah, the fact that they approved looter shooter on Ghost Recon makes no sense to me either. Who thought that was a good idea? Let's teleport to the main base. Then we go to the dark zone. Base of operation. Can I fast travel on this one? I've been playing Division 2. Yeah, I can. Yo bien, Hiro, con mucho trabajo por suerte. Estoy desarrollando dos cosas al mismo tiempo y bah, estoy un poco prendido a fuego. Drones and small exploding enemies that rush you should never be in shooters ever again. Dude, reminds me of Serious Sam. Although at least they are funny. Okay, base of operation. Okay, artificial shadows are pretty good. I love the snowdrop engine. Visually, they kicked it out of the park. I love that the snow actually gets lighting. And we're on low particles. Particles are on low, and we still get that snow getting light, getting the light casting on them. That's crazy. Why am I getting this freaking tutorial? Okay, in here there are more NPCs, and you're not... Yeah, I don't think you get combat in here at any point in the game. Not sure. But this part is more CPU intensive, way more NPC activity. So yeah, you get the CPU maxed out and stuff. But again, I wouldn't lock it to... keep it unlocked. I mean, I'll lock it to 50. 50 seems to be a good sweet spot. Used to love this engine, but recent titles simply force ray tracing. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah. Better said, I love this iteration of the Snowdrop engine, if that makes any sense. No estoy en Twitch, Ricardo. Dale un F5, eh. Outlaws Avatar both have force ray tracing. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think they could have gotten away without it, in my opinion.
We can't risk anything happening to that
Oh,
power
I can join a match randomly. Let's see. Let's do some combat. Which is more fun to play on deck, 1 or 2? Actually, 1 is way more stable than 2. You're going to see that in a moment, but I think the Division 1 makes more sense. Division 2, there's more stuff to do, and it's getting way more updates. But I think if you like the Division 1, you're probably going to enjoy the second one. The thing with the second one is that it's been tweaked by the people that updated Division 1, to say it in some way. Division 1 used to be worse in the past. Okay, did I get kicked out or what? Okay, I'm so confused. I was going to join a match, but apparently the game decided not to. Genial, Ricardo. Yeah, I mean, again, why do we want... What did they add ray tracing mandatorily, if that's a word, to the newer Snowdrop engine stuff? Because just... I mean, we're not even playing on Ultra, right? And we got some nice cube maps here. Of course, not perfectly aligned. But I mean, when you're running around and shooting and stuff, you're not looking at those puddles. Come on. Of course, it requires more work. Here we have screen space reflections.
Under fire.
But it looks pretty damn good, without ray tracing even. Stuff that is close to you, screen space. Stuff that is farther away, cube maps. There are limitations, obviously, but that still looks pretty damn good. Yeah, I think the X12 makes more sense here. It's been more consistent for me.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it runs and looks good, and that small tweak for the shadows, whoa. But again, when enemies start loading, that's when it stutters, when you're traversing. So before I attack those enemies, let's lock the game to 50. This is what I used when I was playing on my bed. So again, these are the settings. Something like this. Even this resolution scale is pretty solid in this game. Okay, with that out of the way, go here to the custom FPS limit, put it at 50. Yeah, 50 should do. And you have less input lag than when using the SteamOS solution. But the SteamOS solution will give you a more consistent frame time, so up to you. Let's put this as a 50 FPS lock. I don't know why it locked it to 52. That's kind of stupid. If I put it at 48, maybe it does what it seems. Hey, SWO, gotta go. How's it going?
Nobody escaped! Uglies incoming!
Yeah, I don't know what's up with the FPS lock in this game, that it puts it at 52. That's kind of odd. Maybe if I put it at 48, it puts it at... Oh, no, there's no 48. Never mind. Anyway, lock it to 50. Let me... Oh, yeah. Here, text. Mid-low, 800p, and 50 FPS lock in-game. So we have context. There we go. So as I was saying, need shadows, need reflections, decent enough resolution. On the smaller screen, really, as long as you have an internet connection, you'll be fine. Let's do the Dark Zone. I don't remember the last time I entered, but I'm probably going to die immediately. I don't remember how to enter even. That's how long it's been. Or maybe I got the wrong character. That could be also a thing. Let's just run to the door. I think that's it.
Hey, after Abel's, God knows
What impresses me is the fact that all the lights have dynamic shadows. Not all of them, but a good amount of them do. Which is, yeah, it's nuts. For this era, this was an early PS4 game. Also, with the glass breaks. I don't remember if this was... No, this is not the glass that I was talking about. But in the cars, you'll notice it more. Or does it? Oh no, this one... No, this one doesn't break because it's part of the environment. But some of the glass... Before I look at the glass, let me attack him. There's way more encounters than when I first played this. There it goes. The other requirement here is to be good at shooting with a gamepad. That should be it.
Thanks for showing up.
So as I was saying, glass. I mean, there's many new games that do not have that dynamic glass stuff. I love that stuff. That's pretty damn cool. Kind of random, but you're in a firefight, you're getting shot at, and glass starts flying. I really dig that. Details. This graphics. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely the Unreal curse. It's a curse. Ooh, hold on. I didn't see him. I don't even remember if I changed something of this character.
Get this over with! What's taking so long? Already. Shoot the knee! I'm out and fight!
Have you tried Battlefield 6 on deck? Actually no, due to the secure boot requirements. I mean, you can get around it, but I don't want to get banned for doing something weird with the anti-cheat. So I stayed away from it. But it works. It works if you have the means to tell the game, hey, I'm using secure boot. I think it requires using Windows 10 as well. It's kind of weird. Yeah, it doesn't run on Linux, but when we have that thing, I usually test it on Windows, and here it wasn't easy to set up, and it can lead to issues. But as you can see, it's way more solid when we're locking it to 50. The CPU doesn't get stressed as much. Stutters are reduced, not eliminated completely, but that's just when traversing.
Echo
Like here,
available for playback
instead of being
nearby.
a big stutter, it's like the game continues. Yeah, it's the anti-cheat. It sucks because I wanted to try it, but I mean, it's probably 20 to 30 FPS. Believe it or not. I think Deck Wizard made a video with a custom secure boot thing, and he said it was difficult to set up. But just the fact that it was kind of playable always surprises me. I mean, it's 4 cores, 8 threads, and it's 15 watts at the end of the day. Battlefield 4, I already did it. It runs pretty damn well, actually. I don't know if they changed the anti-cheat for it, but it works very well on Steam Deck. I made an entire Battlefield franchise video. I don't remember if the Dark Zone ever played it with this character, or if I played it on the Division 2 actually.
Proximity coverage only.
EA updated most of their online games to use that anti-cheat, except Battlefield 4. Then you should be good to go.
Caution.
It works.
Entering dark zone.
It's pretty fun. Although everything looks very small, so that's an issue. It's hard to actually get the drop on the other enemies. You're aiming down sights and it feels super tiny. That's the only issue. Other than that, oof, Jesus. this is probably not the correct character. I'm pretty sure I have another one. Oh yeah, I mean the Division, I think there is like a remastered thing going on there. That's why I actually wanted to revisit it. Manhunt on Steam Deck? No, I haven't. I tried the GTA games.
Get over here before someone notices you.
Yeah, I'm going to check if... And thank you, Ricardo, for becoming an awesome supporter 3.0. Muchas gracias, Ricardo. Se agradece un montón. ¿Todo bien? Tanto tiempo. Requiero recientemente. Let me check my other character in the meantime. But so far so good. An offline mode would be nice. But they're not going to do it. The Division... I mean, it's like Destiny in that regard. It's going to stay online. Hopefully they don't kill the servers, but somebody's probably going to mod local play or something. Level 8, and you are level 14. No, definitely this is the one that has the higher level. You cannot play offline, unfortunately. Yeah, that's the main problem with this one. I'd love to play it offline and keep my progress, but that's not happening. At least not right now. I think in the future they should implement something like that. I don't know, complete those main missions on your own, offline, and then that carries over to the online. That would be perfect. I don't see any reason not to. Ubisoft financials not looking good. I mean, Ubisoft hates money at the end of the day, right?
You are now entering a safe area.
Let me see. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty low level still to go here, but I'll do it anyway.
Transmissions jammed. Proximity coverage only.
Oh, you have an employed friend that
Backup
always plays with you? That's the
System
best thing.
rebooted.
That's a blessing. Good for you, man.
Warning,
I wish I had
now
one.
entering dark zone.
That is unemployed, I mean.
Warning, now leaving the safe area.
Okay, yeah, definitely a bit higher CPU usage. But it all depends on the intensity here, and with the low level that I'm right now with this character, I don't think I'll fully know what the dark zone is with other players and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I just die immediately. But hey, it works. Ubisoft stock took a big dive yesterday, probably because they cancelled the remaster for Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. It's disappointing. But it's funny because they canceled that game, but they didn't cancel this game that has been in development hell for a decade. Beyond Good and Evil 2. That's still being
Over
worked
here.
on, apparently. I don't believe them. Who knows? Maybe they are. Do you think of Yakuza 3 Remaster, the listing controversy? The only way to play Yakuza 3 is buying a $100 bundle. I think is BS. I don't know what Sega is doing with the Yakuza franchise. They're effing up. No popular decisions. I'll go into a mission that I already finished. That would make more sense. Can I repeat missions on this one? Hang on, let me hide. Yeah, at this point, Beyond Good and Evil 2 is not real. Come on. Okay, I'll do this one. Let's see what happens. Funny thing, you played Prince of Persia: Sands of Time last week and you got a widescreen mod. Oh yeah. I made a video showing every Prince of Persia on Steam Deck with the widescreen fixes and all. It's the best way to play those games. Can't I just replay? Okay, replay mission. Let's play on normal. Okay. There we go.
Agent,
This
it's Dr.
one has a
Candle.
lot of
I want to stress to you the vital
flamethrowers.
importance
Yeah.
of safeguarding any civilians you may come across.
You still have the type
map
password
says
you
some of
play
those
before you
people
play on
must
Steam
have
Deck, not
survived
on
the
this
dollar
game.
flu. That
Apparently
means
they
they've
fixed
got
it.
antibodies to it that I need to have a hope
Although,
in hell
if
of
I go
fighting this
directly
thing.
to Uplay,
And the ones who are just
they
sick,
actually,
having a broader genetic diversity of virus
if I go directly
samples
to
will help
Uplay
us
as a
track the
non-Steam game,
virus's
it's
rate of
sometimes
mutation,
asked
which is a
for my
long way to
password.
say, keep those people alive until I get what I need from them. Great.
Okay, at least now I'm on a mission that has
Active echo
a good amount of
beacon
combat
detected.
and enemies that breathe fire. That's good. But as you can see, so far with the 50 FPS lock, not 52, I think it's a great experience. Yeah, I'm playing with mouse and keyboard because I'm connected to a monitor to be able to show you the game. But I mean, we're getting higher performance than PS4 and Xbox One, higher frame rates. I mean, on PS4 and Xbox One it's a higher resolution, yeah. But I think there are 30 FPS on the consoles. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Alert, an agent has left your team.
So yeah, you couldn't care less about stock market? You want to play your games in peace? Yeah, same here. The thing is, sometimes that's like a good predictor on what's going to happen with the games, unfortunately. So sometimes it's nice to be informed, but it's not like you can adjust based on stakeholder stuff. Although if you have RAM, you can sell it and make a lot of money, I think. So if you have like 64 gigabytes of RAM, sell 32 gigs. Just make sure not to stay on a single channel and you'll be fine. But I agree, I prefer not talk about stakeholder stuff and all. But it's interesting, just to see the decisions of the company and what to expect. It's fun. Sometimes. How is the FPS in multiplayer? I guess it will be fine. The thing is, I cannot get into the Dark Zone with this low level character. So I cannot really show you PvP hardcore stuff because my character dies in one shot in those areas.
Agent, you need to hear this. Faye tells me the cleaners are holding the entire Tent City prisoner. That's what it looks like, and it fits the cleaner
So, yeah.
MO. If you wanted to
But
eradicate
when it
every
comes to
last
multiplayer,
vestige of detectable virus,
Dark Zone
where would you
or
go?
you have co-op.
Wherever the biggest
That's an option as
concentrations
well.
are. Refugee camps, shanty towns. Jesus, you don't think they... Draconian solution.
But if you're playing on
Highly
Steam Deck, you're
effective.
probably
If
not
you're a
going to be
genocidal maniac,
doing Dark Zone
you
stuff.
ever
Maybe
wonder
yes.
if we even deserve to
What am I
survive
saying?
this thing?
Probably yes. You can play anywhere.
every day,
I'm an
Doctor.
idiot.
Every day.
But again, I don't know. I haven't been there long enough. 2013 was the best year for Ubisoft. There's a Blacklist, Rayman Legends, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Yeah. We had so much and we didn't know. We had it so good, guys. It's worth playing the Division games in single player? Yeah, why not? I play them single player, but sometimes I have a friend or two hop in for co-op. Very few times. My friends are not big fans of games like this. But we tried. I enjoyed single player. Sometimes it can be challenging, but you can matchmake with other people as well. Can you play with mouse and keyboard on Steam
Contamination
Deck?
levels
Yes, you can.
increasing.
You just
Hear
need a
that,
dock
Agent?
to
You're
connect the mouse
walking
and
into the
keyboard
teeth of it now.
or use
Don't forget
Bluetooth.
what I said about keeping any infected refugees
You should be
alive.
good.
I mean,
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm
obviously, we're
using a
gonna try and
dock.
keep them all alive, but I need those virus
But you can
samples,
connect
and I
any
really
controller that you
need
want.
viable
Even I was
antibody
using a
samples
PS4
from
controller
survivors.
a moment
so
ago.
keep them extra alive. You know what I'm saying. I'm going back to work now.
Steam Machine,
Candle out.
I don't think the price will be accessible for those. We'll see. I think it's more of a niche product in comparison to the Steam Deck. I mean, you can add more RAM to it, but you can really upgrade it like a PC when it comes to GPU, CPU. So I don't know yet. It really depends on the price. And I don't think, considering all the memory shortages and price gouging, hopefully it will be at a decent price. Well, we might be surprised, but who knows. To be fair, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown was great. Yeah, I agree. I also like the Rogue Prince of Persia, but that one is not made by Ubisoft. Almost. And when this game came out, your crappy PC at the time couldn't reach the frames that the deck does now. I was saying the same when I just opened the stream. I played this on a 750 Ti when it came out. Of course it was a higher resolution than what I'm doing now, but the fact that now we can play this on a 15-watt TDP chip blows my mind, because the 750 Ti was like, what, 75 watts? Plus my CPU, GPU. At that point I also had a small SSD, so most of my stuff was on hard drive. I mean, time flies. Time flies. Also, this game was notorious for not being like in the trailer.
Chemical signature
The
of
Game Boy
explosives detected.
It looked way better in the trailer than
It's
the game
napalm B,
itself.
all right.
Ubisoft got a
With
lot
that
of flack
much
for
capacity,
that.
they must be planning to
and
burn
rightfully
out the
so.
whole damn yard. And when they do, they're gonna
But this
kill
was
every
one
last
of the
refugee in that
biggest.
shanty town.
This and Watch
We need that
Dogs
tank moved
were some of
somewhere
the
safe.
biggest offenders. Funny story about RAM crisis. Samsung chips are so rare that Samsung couldn't supply their own Galaxy phones. Jesus Christ. That's funny and sad at the same time. Ooh. I missed by a pixel. Okay, there's one. There's somebody behind me. I think. Just flamethrower to the machine gun. There's somebody behind me. Oops. Also, I think there's an option to enlarge the text if you want to. I forgot to mention that. But I think the size is fine for the Steam Deck screen. Couldn't take cover behind that. What the hell? That was weird. Yeah, the FPS are capped at 52 because in the game I put the lock to 50, but the game puts it at 52. Gives you better latency than using the SteamOS solution. But in this case it's because I'm just using the capture card and I cannot use the Steam Deck's FPS lock. That's the only reason. So just lock it to 15 handheld and you'll be good to go. Once I make the video using this footage, I'm going to also record handheld footage with a proper 50 FPS lock. But I think this is fine. What do you guys think? There's a mall mission that I can also do. Oh, of course. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what's up with that. But hey. No biggie. Are most of your OLED recommendations applicable to LCD models? Yeah, definitely. It's a bit slower, very, very little RAM difference. That helps on CPU heavy situations. But generally, if I recommend 45, maybe look into 40 on the LCD. But it's usually pretty close. I had both, and it was hard to tell the difference when it came to performance. So yeah. Any reason why you're playing Division games now? I started playing them again very recently on my Steam Deck, and because I saw rumors about Division 1 getting remastered, and that's basically why. Why does film grain exist? Makes the game look very fuzzy. I don't know, man. I guess to make it more like a movie, quote unquote. There was a mission. I think it was here.
Need to get this
Oh,
apartment
those are the
block cleaned up.
apartments. There was one in a mall that was pretty damn fun. Grand Central. Power relay, no, that was boring. Police Academy. Let's try Grand Central.
Let's talk Grand Central. The LMB have set up shop there and control the surrounding area.
Division 1
Heavily manned
remastered would be great.
checkpoints, automatic
You
gun
yearn for a
emplacements.
Division
The
game that
place is
isn't
a
as
freaking
bloated as 2,
fortress.
but with 2's gunplay. Hopefully they don't force ray tracing on us. That's my only hope. Hope.
Do I say this quickly?
I think we've caught a break. Vitaly Chernenko, immunologist. He's holed up at the Russian consulate and he wants extraction. I had no idea
Oh,
he
I
was
need to
in
be
New York.
way higher level.
Is
What
he
am I
useful
doing?
to us, Doctor? He's good. He's not me good, but he knew Amherst, knows his work. His mind is
Maybe this
singular.
one. Yeah, the motion blur thing. Yeah, I'm not a fan of motion blur unless it's per object motion blur. The shutter speed matching the frame rate.
Priority.
But that's pretty rare in games. Unfortunately. No, I wasn't looking for this. I was looking for... Tunnel, refugee camp. Maybe it's a refugee camp. Well, at least I'm playing the game consistently. I haven't dropped the connection yet. Which, hopefully I didn't jinx it and I get timed out now. Okay. Let's do replay mission.
Agent, it's
No,
Dr.
I was here a
Candle.
moment ago.
I want to stress to you the vital importance of safeguarding any civilians you may come across. The math says some of those people must have survived the dollar flu. That
Yep.
means they've got antibodies to it
Speaking
that
of
I need
remasters,
to
you're
have
afraid
a
that
hope
if
in
Fallout
hell of
3 is a
fighting this
thing,
thing.
it will be like
And the ones who are
Oblivion.
just
It probably
sick,
will.
Having a broader genetic
We all know
diversity
it.
of virus samples will help us track the
Let's be honest
virus's
here.
rate of mutation, which is
Can
a
I pet
long
the
way
dog?
to say,
No,
keep
of
those
course not.
people alive until I get what I need from them.
please.
Got that? Great.
Yeah, in a game it's difficult to... It's difficult for me to recommend. Because it annoys me in real life. So anyway, that's the Division 1 on Steam Deck. Again, I think that the settings I provided are good enough. Make sure to restart the game after choosing these settings. If you're on the LCD Steam Deck, you should be able to do the same. Maybe lock it to 45 if you want a little bit more consistency. But it's basically something like this. If you're with unlocked frame rates, you get stuttering because the CPU gets maxed out. And just lock the frame rate to 50 using this menu. And it should be a flat 50 with some minor stutters when traversing. But other than that, I think it looks pretty damn good. And it works pretty well. Hopefully the Division 2 is the same thing. Let's find out. Let's see. Yeah, Fallout 3 has a very specific art style. Hopefully they don't screw it up, but who knows? It depends on who's developing it. If it's Virtuos again, we're screwed. I mean... Yeah, Virtuos touches something UE5, and it's an older game that is basically the same as the new game. Sorry, the same as the old game with UE5 graphics, but exactly the same game with better graphics and some quality of life sometimes, and horrible performance. I mean, not gonna lie, MGS3 looks fantastic. Metal Gear Solid Delta looks great, but considering that it's still the same PS2 game with sectioned off areas, the performance doesn't make any sense to me. You prefer Fallout or Elder Scrolls? I mean, I play Skyrim. That's the only one that I actually played from beginning to end. And I'm more of a Fallout guy because of the... It's not a medieval fantasy setting. Because when I play Skyrim, I pretty much played like if it had guns. I basically stealth archer across the board. So I play like a shooter. Okay. So it opened Ubisoft Connect, and it says that the game is running. If we hit the Steam key... Whoa. Okay, the game opened. But if I hit the Steam key, you'll be able to see that it opened a new window for the game. So the game sometimes takes a few seconds to show up properly. Yeah. Yeah, now the Steam key doesn't work. That's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, yeah, cloud. Single-threaded stuff. Makes sense. I think the game is actually compiling shaders or something. The CPU is maxed out. There we go. Yeah, although my Steam key is still not working. Let me force the game. Huh, interesting. So it was just a bug. So if you have issues with the Steam overlay not showing up while hitting the Steam key, hit B until you get back here. So as I was saying, hit the Steam key and you'll see The Division 2 and Ubisoft Connect. On Ubisoft Connect, one thing that I highly recommend is to open that back up and change something here for next time when you launch the game. And I have a low battery. What? But I'm plugged in. Okay, Steam is drunk. What the hell? Let me reboot the Steam Deck. I think something got very wrong. I haven't rebooted my Steam Deck in a while. Yeah, I mean, in those cases like MGS3, you can stick with the originals. I really like the graphics on that one. But again, the performance doesn't make sense to me. You really love the fantasy setting. Dark Souls is your favorite franchise, but you still prefer Fallout for the guns and the soundtracks. Yeah, it's a vibe. I agree. Yeah, the thing is, the games need to be good. That's all I'm asking. Will you test Yakuza 3 and Dark Ties? Probably. And I'm already waiting for people to complain about it, but that's okay. It really depends if I have a lot of work that day. But if I don't, I'll do it day one. I'm a huge fan of Yakuza, but they are missing the mark lately. Okay, welcome back. I restarted the Steam Deck. And for some reason, I don't have audio on this. You got the Steam Deck. Come on. You're here for the pain. External speakers. Weird. Maybe it's my capture card. There we go. It was the capture card. And here's me blaming the Steam Deck. So as I was saying, I don't know what they're doing with Yakuza, but I hope it's good. I'm not 100% sold on the graphics of the new one. Dragon Engine lately is doing weird things with the color palette. It's kind of sad. Sega didn't list Persona 3 Portable when Persona 3 Reload released. Oops. Who knows? I guess they just want you to buy the $150 edition with all games. Your favorite deck game is troubleshooting. Hell yeah. Yeah, it happens. Sometimes. But again, I'm a heavy user here. I haven't rebooted the Steam Deck in a few days. So sometimes that can happen. But as you can see, launching it opens Uplay, then launches the game. Sometimes that can be a pain. Sometimes. Yeah, they're pretty decent so far. At least what I play on the first one. It's been good. Would you try GOG games like the OG Resident Evil trilogy? I was planning to, but I couldn't get those to launch. I'm trying my best. But I'll get it done. Don't worry. I want to include all the Resident Evil games, including emulated ones. So I'm going to do Code Veronica. I'm going to do the Outbreak ones that are not on PC. Okay, we're in. So sometimes Ubisoft Connect will show up. Just wait a little and the game will pop up on its own. But when you quit the game, make sure you do it from the menu, not from here. Not from this part. You need to quit from within the game. Otherwise, sometimes it runs in the background. Okay, so on The Division 2, also DX12, make sure that's happening. On graphics, basically, I did very similar settings to Division 1, a little bit lower. Medium shadows, low spot shadows, medium shadow resolution for spot shadows, some low contact shadows, 85% resolution. It looks pretty good with upscaling. Particle detail on low, fog on low, this is pretty heavy. Reflections on medium for the cube maps. Local reflections on medium, so we have screen space reflections. Vegetation on low because it's pretty heavy. Some surface scattering, yeah, I need that. Anisotropic filtering 16 times. Parallax, sure. Medium ambient occlusion, 20 on object detail, but I might lower this. This is the draw distance. Water quality on medium. And terrain on medium, which I might put on low later. We'll see. So yeah, that's basically it. After changing those settings, restart the game. I already did, so shouldn't be a problem. Okay, this is my main character, and this is the character I made for the DLC. Let's try that one. Does the Division 2 have an offline mode? I don't think so. I mean, these two games, in my opinion, should get offline modes at some point. It would be nice. But that's not happening. Not right now. These are looter shooters, Destiny style, and they want you to be connected to a server across the board. Yeah, I'll obviously try Resident Evil Requiem. Super excited for that one. Is HDR on? In this case, no, because I'm connected to a monitor. But if you have the OLED Steam Deck, sure, you can enable it. Okay, let it load. And this part, this is why I dropped the most frames on my PC. The base of operation. There's more NPCs and stuff, that's why it drops pretty hard. And well, it's loading the game for the first time. But here it dropped very hard, especially due to CPU limitation. Yeah, I mean, just like in Division 1. Although, it drops harder than Division 1 here, obviously. More complex. I might lower the object detail, but as you can see, the base of operations. I'm happy we don't get to shoot each other while all these NPCs are around here. There's also DLC that came out recently that you fly to New York. We're going to go to New York later. Yeah, I mean, if it runs on Switch 2, it's probably going to be fine on Steam Deck. But as I was saying, those spikes in the frame time, unfortunately, at least in this part, are unavoidable. Let's see once I go outside. Yeah, but if you drop everything to low, this still happens. That's the point that I'm trying to make. The CPU just cries. And the volume is very low, I think. It's a bit of time to stop stuttering. Yep, unfortunately. That shouldn't be an issue, but here we are. Oof. Yeah, I mean, if you look at my footage of Division 1, this also happens there. but not to the same degree. It's still when traversing and stuff, but it's not nearly as bad in the Division 1. Here at least you can, on the Division 1 at least you can still comfortably play the game. Here it stops, literally. Oh, I know why the volume is low, I'm an idiot. I lowered the master volume inside the game yesterday. Duh. There it goes. Now we're talking. Okay, let's see if as soon as we go further ahead, if it gets better. 60 FPS on Switch 2 is more than you could ask for? You mean on Requiem? As far as I know, it's 30 on Switch 2. The game runs smoother on DX12, but the shader compilation takes a lot longer. I'm playing on DX12. But if you're talking shader compilation while playing the game, then it makes sense why it stutters so hard. Let's see, if I shoot something that is metallic... Nope. This glass. Oh, maybe water? A tiny bit. Yeah, I mean, overall it gets smoother as time goes on. But why not put a shader compilation pass before? Early DX12, I guess. Oh, interesting. It's as high as 60 and it has analog frame rate on Switch 2. Interesting. I'll have to check it out on Switch. But so far this is pretty disappointing considering how Division 1 ran. I might try DX11 after this. It's probably going to be harder on the CPU, but the shader compilation stuff is not going to be a problem. Leon's Kennedy. Leon S. Kennedy. I mean, yeah, now that I've been playing a bit more, it's getting more stable, but still. I was not expecting 60s, obviously. But the amount of stuttering that I'm getting is ridiculous. Again, even if you lower the settings, this is going to happen. At least on the X12. Order run prices in Uruguay, very, very high. They're like 2.5 times the price. Yeah, man, the stuttering. Yeah, I can do 30 FPS with 2 times frame gen. The problem is the stuttering will make it even less enjoyable with frame gen. Because it will also duplicate the still frames when it stutters. Let me play a bit longer and we'll see if it straightens itself out. Let's see, if we go back to base. Yeah, I don't need more tutorials, come on. Could you please let me continue playing? Were shader compilations common in 2019 when the game released? I don't think so. I mean, very recently I've been I've been complaining to developers in live streams because there was no shader compilation pass. So, I mean, DX12 came later. It didn't come on day one, I think, on this game. Back at this time, DX12 used to be an experimental feature in new games. That's maybe why. Let's see, I run inside again. Oof, no, it's still pretty bad in here. Not as bad as before though. It's a bit better. but definitely noticeable. Yeah, I know. I wouldn't play the game like this. I mean, you could argue, okay, once it compiles more stuff, it will be more stable. Yeah, but realistically, would you play like 10 minutes with heavy stuttering, and maybe when the game gets an update, it happens again? I don't think it's realistic to expect that. Dulce de leche, Ricardo, por favor. Let's go to New York, and let's see what happens. New York is a DLC map. And after that we do the X11, but it's a stuttery mess so far. Why aren't more devs using CryEngine? I don't know, maybe less documentation, less common on new games. I mean, if you learn Unreal, you can work basically anywhere. With CryEngine, not so much. That's my guess.
Safe area entered.
Okay, let's see. I'm in New York. Yeah, this new area. I'm also getting this problem because it's probably compiling stuff.
Electronic device detected.
Grande, Ricardo. ¿Vos sos de Uruguay o Argentina? Alright, let's see. Yeah, I'm in the correct place. I think this was more of a linear mission. I don't even remember how to leave to the exit. Where's the exit? There we go. Yeah, I mean, considering the stuttering, I'll probably lock it to 30. To make it a little bit more variable, but the stutters will still be there. Oof, yeah. I don't think CryEngine is more complex. I mean, those engines are stupidly complex already. They're just different approaches, I guess. Oof. Yeah, no, the stuttering here is just as bad as before. But the base performance is higher in this map. But that makes sense. It has less vegetation. And less of an open environment. Funny to see this. I've been here, standing here in real life. It's weird to see it in a video game. Oh, dude. Yeah, it's definitely shader compilation. Because I destroyed that small beacon of light that I did for the first time. And it froze. Let's see if I destroy the... Yeah, the fire was the first time it showed up as well. If I destroy the canister in the... It's probably going to stutter again. Canister in the back. There we go. Let's see. Explosion. Yep, there it goes. Yep, DX12 at it again. You've been watching my videos since the 750 Ti? Chad. Yeah, it's funny because I've been playing the Division 1 on the 750 Ti. Yeah, I mean, the stuttering is just too much. At least on the X12. Let's try the X11. I need to restart the game for that. So, another issue with the game here is that you need to quit the game manually to make sure that the game closed. And after that, just open here and close the game normally. It's annoying, but it's something that you should be doing. Let's see the X11. Same settings, but the X11. It's probably going to stutter on gameplay, but not due to shader compilation. It's probably going to be just the engine crushing the CPU, but we can lock it to 30 maybe, and we get a better frame time. That's my guess. Hopefully I'm right. We'll see. So, would you guys play Division 2? Personally, I think Division 1 is the best on Steam Deck so far. Obviously, it runs better, but at the same time, I don't know. It doesn't feel bloated, like you guys said. And you have already the complete game. They're not doing any major updates. It's pretty stable, to say it in some way. I don't know. It's not that I dislike Division 2. It's just it feels... Division 1 still looks amazing, in my opinion. Come on. Loading game. What do you think of Monster Hunter Wilds? It's wild that the performance thing is because they check thousands of times if you have DLC. It's wild, literally. It's in the name of the game. But I bought it recently, and I'm going to play it once we get those performance updates that they've been promising. Have you played the open world ones like Breakpoint and Wildlands? Hell yeah. It's great. I love it. Especially Wildlands. Breakpoint, I liked it with the immersive mode that they added like a year after the game came out. That was not a looter shooter with that mode, or at least it doesn't rely on levels as much. I think that was the thing, but I think Wildlands is a superior game, in my opinion, of course. Okay, are we on DX11? Let's see. Yes, we are. Awesome. But as you can see already on the menu on DX11, we're already just hitting 100% CPU. The game doesn't care one bit. It's like sucker punch. You should do Rayman Legends. I haven't played it in a while. But I played it with a friend. I really did like it, but I forgot it existed. I'm more of a... Well, originally Rayman, I played 1 and 2. Was it 2? I think it was 2 on PC. I loved it. It was awesome. Okay, let's see. We're now back into the game. Same area as before, but on DX11. Let's see if my... Okay, definitely the stuttering is missing, which is good. Okay. Let's see. Shader compilation when breaking glass. Just when the enemies get my attention, I get a spike because CPU usage, AI activates. CPU usage increases. Good. Yeah, this is way better. Stay away from the X12. At least on the Steam Deck. Yeah, this is so much better. Yeah, some spikes in the frame time, but nothing major. Nothing major. Yeah, there he goes. That explosion. Okay. I think my volume is still low. No, it's fine. Let's go back to Washington. So yeah, that's way better. And I'm getting shot at. Let's fast travel quickly.
Medical assistance needed.
Oops. Bad time to get shot at. Okay, this is way better. Significantly better. Don't even touch the X12 on this one. You see the 007 PC specs? Yeah. I saw it. I saw that they screwed up. It was pretty funny. But I still trust them when it comes to performance, because they did a great job with Hitman, but now they are using ray tracing. And they said when they showed the game for the first time that their engine, their custom engine, they're adding ray tracing. And they said, and NVIDIA is helping us. And I'm like, no! So who knows? Hopefully I'm wrong, but dude, I was so disappointed. Okay, back in Washington. On DX11, the game is still loading stuff. Yeah, definitely. Again, DX11 tends to be CPU intensive. So here the stutters make sense because it's loading stuff for the first time. Let's see once it loads if it still stutters like a mother fluffer. I run through here, let's see. Yeah, no. Not even close as bad as it was on DX12. On DX12 it was basically unplayable. This is awesome. Guys, DX11. I'm going to try DX11 on Division 1 as well. Maybe because we're targeting a higher frame rate on Division 1, the CPU is going to suffer more on DX11, but this is good. Yeah, when somebody says NVIDIA is helping us, it usually means the opposite. I agree. High Guard, when it launches, I completely forgot about that game. The only person talking about that game is Jeff Keighley. Good luck with that. I saw it and he was like, oh yeah, this is the most important game that's going to release. I saw the gameplay and I was like, what the hell, man? What is this? I was so disappointed with what I saw. I'm like, this is not interesting. It looks generic. I don't think I'm going to play it because I have a job. I'd rather spend my time working on my full-time job. We'll see. I'd rather work than play this game. But guys, back to Division 2. No way in hell I can recommend the X12 on this one. I mean, you're seeing it right now. On the X11 it's completely fine in comparison. I'll probably lock it to 40 though. Maybe I can lower the settings a tiny bit further to help the the GPU do its job better. Maybe... I mean, I don't need parallax occlusion mapping. I could lower ambient occlusion a bit. It's not going to remove it. The terrain quality, I can lower it, and that should do. Hopefully I don't need to restart the game for that. Let's see. And hopefully it doesn't crash. It also requires... Oh. Requires Secure Boot TPM 2.0 and kernel level anti-cheat. Yeah. No thanks. Thanks, but no thanks. Okay, some changes require a restart. Oh yeah, this is so much better. Wow. Although the CPU still cries if I move the camera quickly, but that makes sense. Let's restart the game super quick. It's bizarre that he actually put it in the last spot himself. He probably thought it was being made by ex-Titanfall devs and was enough for it to be hyped up. Apparently he played it, according to him. So what do I know? If he says it's amazing, he has to. He wouldn't lie to us. Not the Dorito and Mountain Dew guy. He would never, ever lie to us. I thought it was Paladins too. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. What's parallax occlusion mapping? If you're looking, for example, at the ground, and there is branches and stuff there that is part of the ground, you can fake depth in the texture. So for example, I don't know, I have a tiled floor in the game, and instead of being a flat texture, I can basically trick the camera to think that it has depth. So it will have like, the tiles will have, how to say it, will have depth to them, but it's not actual geometry. It's a trick. That's basically how I can describe it without looking it up. It's used across the board. It looks great. But in a smaller screen, I don't think it's important. At least not in a game like this that is third person. If it was a first person game, I would think about it. because you can see stuff very close. But here, yeah, on a smaller screen and a third-person game, I don't think it makes a lot of sense. The Doritos Pope doesn't lie. Never, ever. Okay, the game is launching. While I wait, there it goes, it's popping up. What are you drinking? This is called Yerba mate. It's a drink in Uruguay, and Argentina, and Brazil, and Paraguay. We all have our own versions. Basically leaves, you put hot water, and you drink from it. It's the same as drinking a tea, but instead of having like that thing that you put in the water, you put the leaves directly in there, basically. If you know someone from South America, they probably know what I'm talking about. It's in the description if you want to buy it. Is it bitter? Yeah. You can put sugar on it if you want to, but you'll be like 1,000 kilos the next day. It's good, but it's an acquired taste. Most people won't like it on the first try. I know I didn't. If you don't notice an offline mode in properties, the game will crash every 30 minutes. Oh yeah, I saw that in Splinter Cell, actually, on my PC. I forgot about that. Thanks for bringing it up. Yeah, I'm also noticing that on the X11 it takes a bit longer to load the game, but the performance is so much better on the X11 that I don't really mind. Also, the noise that it makes when you finish the water. We have a saying in my country. It's like, instead of giving someone like a nod that they did something right, it's like you say something smart and then you finish drinking your mate and you're like, yeah, everybody else understands. See, I just did it. Why does the X12 exist when EX11 is much better? You have more features on the X12, and when this game came out, it wasn't 100% supported or as common as it is now. But the X11 uses a lot more CPU. So the scale gets so big that you need the X12 features. So your hardware can actually distribute the tasks better on what the engine needs to do. And while ray tracing stuff, especially because it's such a bigger load to your system, that the X12 is necessary. Instead of having a tea bag or infuser, we just pour the minced herbs and hot water onto the dried calabash and suck it up with a straw, with a metal straw. It's metal. We don't F around. All right. So settings, I'd say 800p. Settings again, 800p. He's T-posing. A-posing, sorry. That's how long it takes to load on the X11. 800p. The X11, please. Graphics. Basically like this. You can lower it a bit more if you want to. Maybe the resolution scale. But this seems to be a good balance of visuals and performance. Another thing you can lower is object detail, but it affects the draw distance. That's basically it. Let's see how it goes with my A-posing operator. There, I fixed it. The X12 isn't always better. Yeah. Gives more freedom to developers and doesn't do some things automatically. Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, yeah, you give them too much freedom and, well, some of them do not take advantage of it. Yeah, that's the problem with the X12. It's closer to the hardware. You can do more manual work to optimize, but if they don't take the time for it, good luck. It's a shame, but it is what it is. Sí, Hiro, tenés que... No creo que te guste al principio, pero es un gusto adquirido, diría yo. Remember when you were getting crashes on the X12, switched to the X11 and the crashes were gone? Yeah, in 2020. The thing is, the X12 has been around for a while, but it has been added to games correctly very recently. It took a while to jump from DX11 to 12. DX9 to DX10, I remember it was weird, but it worked. Sometimes it was better, sometimes it was worse on DX10. And then we jumped to DX11 and it was a huge change. We basically forgot DX10 existed. And DX11 has been the main thing for a while, so developers were super used to it. Yeah, in UE5, if you force DX11, it disables nanites. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just think about it. Even talking about UE5, we can still use DX11 in some cases. Okay, it's loading still. So as you can see here, the stuttering that we see in this part of the game, first of all, we're just loading the area for the first time. That's the first thing. The second thing, this is not related to shader compilation like on DX12. But one of the biggest sacrifices that you'll see in this game when playing on Steam Deck is the draw distance. If you look at that building, I think you can understand what's going on. It's like a PS2 building. But as you get closer, it'll increase the quality, hopefully. Let's see how long it takes. Come on, come on. There we go. Now it's a better shaded building. So that's the main difference, I would say. What do you do in your other job? I develop VR stuff in Unity, the Unity game engine. We do VR training. So I cannot give you details about it because NDA, but I have a lot of fun with it. It's just a lot of work, especially now that I'm doing 2 simulations at once. Oof. Jesus. This is the kind of stuttering that I got on the X12, actually. Although I'm expecting it to be, well, it's well as often, first of all.
Nearby hostage situation detected.
But that should have loaded a while back already. And again, just to reiterate, as I was saying, what was I saying? Oh yeah, lowering it to the lowest settings won't change this. This will still happen at the lowest settings. Division games, maybe the last decent stuff from Ubisoft? Maybe. Okay, I think now it loaded. Let's see. Because a lot of assets didn't pop up. And then it stopped stuttering once they finished loading. Or maybe it's an issue with the server. That sometimes can happen. Let's see, that building. You can see, again, with the sacrifices to draw distance, you can see where it pops out. But again, it's a sacrifice for better performance at the end of the day. But it still looks great, in my opinion. Considering I'm playing this on a handheld. Yeah, Hiro, I agree. Oof. Yeah, it takes forever to load stuff. Although now I think it's the server, actually. Because that's desync I had on PC as well. Maybe it's my Wi-Fi. Oh, those are friendlies. Duh. But definitely DX11 is miles better than the X12 in this game. At least for the Steam Deck.
Agent requesting backup.
Alright. So this is when running around in this location. Personally, I think this is fine. I mean, it's not the best, obviously. We're playing on a Steam Deck. We're heavily CPU limited. That's the first thing. And, I mean, considering it's the Division 2 on the go, as long as you have internet, it's pretty damn decent. Although I'll lock it to 40 on the Steam Deck. 40 or 30. That would be my advice. It should give you a little bit better frame times. The CPU won't be crying as much. So let's very quickly lock it to 40 from within the game, but just do it in this menu. Once you're playing handheld, lock it here. 30 or 40, the one that you like the most. Let's do 40. Which again, the in-game FPS counter, FPS locker, puts it at 42 or 41 for some reason, instead of solid 40s. But this should give us a good idea on what's going on. Even the demos of Parasite Mutant are DX12. You thought it would be DX11? Why? Why would it be DX11? I don't get it. There we go. You remember hyping this game up so much before it was released? It was fun for like 1 week, then started dying off quick. Arc Raiders, however, is much more improved version of the game. I mean, it makes sense. Arc Raiders came up way later, and they could get all the lessons from playing previous looter shooters, so it better be better. Huh. It's a different type of game though, I think. It doesn't feel like the same. But I think it takes the good parts of the Division.
Safe area entered.
Okay. Let's go back to the White House. Yeah, our greatest is pretty damn good. I'm impressed. Especially with the performance. I need to revisit that one on Steam Deck because now it's verified. I didn't even know. Some of you guys told me in the comments, so I appreciate that. Probably next week I'm going to do this type of stream, but with Arc Raiders again. What games are going to be released this year? Good question. Technically GTA 6, but not on PC, if it doesn't get delayed again. Then we got, well, Yakuza 3 on the Dragon engine, and Resident Evil Requiem. That's a big one. And I'm forgetting, but there's more stuff, definitely. Okay, did it load back in? Okay, some assets are still not loaded properly. There we go. Finish loading assets, please. Please, DX11, help me. Oh, these people are level 2000 and 1600. That's insane. What are these people doing? Yeah, I have a PS5 just waiting for GTA 6 to come out. Alright. Forza Horizon 6. Oh yeah, I remember. In Japan. Japanese. Forza Horizon. Forza 6 is a must-buy. I don't know if it will run on Steam Deck. Maybe at 30 FPS. We'll see. Depends on how much VRAM it uses. Those games, the Forza Horizon games, always used a lot of VRAM. So we'll see what happens. No, GTA games, Hiro, I play them quite a bit. I have lots of hours on those. I usually like the stories as well. Not only the mindless killing that you can do. 1650 for Forza Horizon 6. Okay, then it's kind of doable, probably. Then it's pretty close to Forza Horizon 5. We'll see. 60 FPS on Series S. Well, that's a good point. I keep forgetting that Series S. I keep forgetting that Xbox exists. Well, now that it's nighttime, I can actually check the shadows. They look pretty damn good, even on medium to low. But now that I played a little bit more of the game, I can notice the stability. I think 40s makes a lot of sense. You can do 30s as well. But now it feels fine. I'm going to do one last stress test though, which is starting a new game. And see how it goes from there. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Let's start a new character that will have a few explosions here and there, a few cinematics, and then you're outside trying to take back the White House. I think that's a good place to try it out. Oh, there's a hardcore mode. In this mode, you only live once. There's no respawn. If you bleed out or die, your only options will be to delete that character and try again. Fallen Ages will not be revived for any reason. That's awesome. I'm not doing that though, because I'll die at the beginning. Maybe later. Yeah, I mean, I get that racing games need to run 50 to 60 FPS, whatever. I played many of them at 30. But if we're talking about a new high-end racing game on a portable device from 2020, I think 60s is asking a little bit too much. That's my opinion, of course. Yeah, Xbox is shooting themselves in the foot all the time. Can't believe they're releasing it a few months later on PS5. I mean... Hold up. Random character. Let's see what it makes. Literally random. Toggle body type. I wonder what body type means. Oh yeah. Male and female. Sure. They'll look like cousins though. I wish it had more customizability for the character. Until I put a helmet and we all forget about it. We skip the cutscene. Thank you very much. Yeah, Fable this year will be awesome. I don't know if Fable will run on Steam Deck though. You only have a Steam Deck right now? That's okay. A great device. So I skipped the cutscene right now. That's why the game is loading. If you can see behind me. Oh, it finished loading. The loading should be more seamless if you watch the cutscene.
The base of operations is under attack. Hostile forces have breached our southern perimeter.
There we go.
We are in need of immediate assistance.
I don't know why it's nighttime.
Repeat,
It should be daytime.
assistance from any nearby agents.
Hold up. If I log out and log back in, it should change the time of day. Yeah, PS6 with memory prices is going to be bad, but that's okay. I get it. I don't think we need better hardware right now. I think we have enough. I think the developers need to optimize better. Come on. There's no freaking way the PS5 has been fully utilized yet.
Incoming alert on the SHD.
Okay, it's still nighttime.
Flash priority.
Let's see how smooth or not it goes. Bambi!
We are in need of immediate assistance.
Dead.
Repeat, need immediate assistance from any nearby
Sorry.
agents.
Yeah, despite the terrain and the foliage being on low, the game still looks pretty good. I don't know where that light comes from. Oh, it's probably the moon behind the that cloud. Or a light that didn't load in. No, it's the moon, I think. No, it's just a spotlight that didn't load. Never mind. Rockstar to release a GTA game needs 100 million consoles. Oof. I mean, you get a PS6 to play Bloodborne, Ghost of Tsushima, maybe God of War Ragnarok, The Last of Us Part 2 and Part 1. Oh wait, those are on PS4 and PS5. Okay, this light is a bit buggy, but in this part it does cast shadows. That's good. Yeah, we still have shadows from these light sources. That's pretty damn cool. So it probably already has a contact with AMD for chips and RAM. Yeah, but they're not going to lower the prices. I mean, they're still going to pay more, or AMD will refuse to sell them something at that price. It's a lot of money. They'll be leaving on the table. I understand that hardware is sold at a loss, but there's a limit. Do you think we'll live to see a hypothetical GTA 8? I don't know if we'll see GTA 7.
Agent, if you can
I'm
hear
probably
us on
not
this
going to be
frequency,
around for
keep
GTA
pushing
7.
forward and blindside these bastards.
I'm 30 years old since November, so I don't think I'll see GTA 7. Okay, so as I said before, screen space reflections. That's why local reflections are on medium. Now we're going to have a lot of explosions. That's why I chose this part of the game. There it goes. Oof. Yeah, but once it loads, that's it. This rifle is so much easier to shoot, what the hell. Red Dead 3, yeah, Red Dead 3, I think I'll see it. The rest, I don't think so. Oof. You forgot this series existed? Well, here you are. So yeah, the Division 2, I think, all things considered, it runs pretty good. There's stuttering, obviously, but again, as long as the game finishes loading on the X11, what I'm saying by that is you spawn in the game, just flip the camera a couple times, and it loads the assets, then you're going to be fine. That's different from the X12. On the X12 you have to wait for stuff to load plus the shaders to compile while playing the game. So the X12 is unsustainable in this game for me on Steam Deck. On the X11, use a small CPU while playing, but it's way more stable in comparison. And you can lock it to 40 and it feels pretty damn good. And well, Division 1, lock it to 50, and the CPU shouldn't cry anymore. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed. I was expecting way worse after seeing what the X12 ran like.
Hey, thanks for the help out there.
I'm going to obviously turn this into a Steam Deck video, talking about the two games with the quote-unquote recommended settings. But I'm also going to record some handheld footage so you guys can see what it looks like on the smart screen.
This is you.
But yeah, I was expecting way
By the
worse
way,
from
Agent,
Division 2
head downstairs and
after
check in with
seeing the
quartermaster.
stuttering on the
He
X12.
can get you set up with some division
So definitely
tips. You're gonna need the
keep it on the
edge.
X11. Division 1 I'll still keep it on the X12 though. Felt more stable to me. But that's about it. And these games do not have ray tracing and still look pretty damn good in my opinion. Oh yeah, lossless scaling. Sorry. I forgot about that. Let's do that before I finish. So let's remove the FPS cap first. I still think lossless scaling, I wouldn't use it personally because input lag, but you guys want to see it, so no problem. Decky frame gen. No, this is OptiScaler. Decky lossless scaling frame gen. Check for updates. Okay, awesome. Oh yeah, I'm not touching that. Okay, base cap FPS of 30 with 2 times. This could be at 85. And I'm going to copy the launch command, paste it in here. And the game now should be frame generated from 30 to 60. Let's hope for the best. Oh, DX11, lossless scaling to X, 30 FPS base. Because going higher than that makes no sense. Yeah, you're done buying technology for several years. I agree. Yeah, that's it. It's not great for the channel because I won't be able to buy new technology. But if most people cannot buy new technology, then my channel is still relevant. So we should be okay. I should still see you guys. Yeah, TV. Well, the TV actually, yeah, those will increase in price as well because they are mini computers now. They have RAM as well. Jesus. Yeah, everything is going to be so expensive. Yeah, give me dumb TVs again. Give me an OLED TV that only needs to change inputs. I don't need a Chromecast inside my TV. Could you imagine that? LG releasing a high-end OLED panel that just has a source button to change to change inputs. That'll be funny. Yeah, games are not that scalable anymore. Let's just go back to the good old CRT. Agreed. Although the buzzing noise, I couldn't stand it back then. But I had to. Okay, same settings, but now we're using lossless scaling with a base frame rate of 30. So we frame generate to 60. I'll have to lock the GPU clock to maybe 11 to 1100 to let the CPU do its job. You have 2 CRTs, 34-inch CRT TV. That's probably heavy AF. $34-inch CRT. Okay. The stuttering. Oh my god. What's going on? My brain. What the hell? I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. What option do I need to change? Do I need to put it on windowed mode or something? Ooh, a built-in DVD on a CRT. GG. Okay, I'll give you a sec. In the meantime, I'll try windowed mode. Oh my god, that's horrible. PO option. Yeah, this is bad. This is definitely not intended. Clearly something is wrong, but that's okay. Oh, the lossless frame gen menu. Okay, let me know what's next. Present mode. Mailbox. There it goes. Thanks for the help. So guys, mailbox presentation. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Although it still has visual issues. Yeah, it still does. Anyway, maybe I can lock it within the game itself, and that'll be it. But doesn't feel great so far. Let's do 30 FPS here. Okay. Okay, that's better. Doesn't feel fantastic, but it is what it is. Let's try another character. And present mode mailbox. There we go. Let's go with my other character, my GigaChad character. It's a matter of playing with the settings, yeah, but still, I don't know. Not a big fan of that, especially with the stuttering. If you put frame gen on top of stuttering, it's not great. But hey. Are we in Division 1 or 2? We're in Division 2. Division 1 is great. You can rewind. I think it's the first hour of the video.
Objective available.
Where am I? I'm outside. Oh. Okay, the game is loading stuff. That's why the stuttering. Okay. I mean, it's not so bad. I've seen worse. The input lag is okay. So if you're fine with some minor artifacting, I mean, it's an option. It works.
Control point detected.
Personally, wouldn't use this, but it does work. Yeah, this is the Division 2. Not so determined now, huh? Yeah, it doesn't feel great with frame gen, especially when you're shooting at the enemies. Some of the animations don't look consistent. It's like they were moving at 20 FPS. That's weird. Locking the GPU to 1000. I don't think it'll make that much of a difference, but it's a bit slower actually with a 1000 megahertz. I think 1100 was a better choice. En la guerra cualquier frame es trinchera. Estos son frame generated. No se sienten igual. Yeah, I mean, it works. It doesn't look the same. It has a bit of input lag. Not unplayable with frame gen, obviously. But it works. Oof. Yeah, this is a server issue. When the characters just freezes in place, it's more of a server thing. Maybe it looks weird to me because I played quite a bit of the game in the past few days. So yeah, that's basically it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did revisiting Division 1 and 2 on Steam Deck. Division 1 will be the one that I recommend the most. Division 2 at 40 FPS is not so bad as long as you put the X11, but it requires to lower the settings a bit further than Division 1 obviously. And when loading the game for the first time, especially, you get some stuttering. On Division 1 it also happens, but when traversing. So it's playable, but visually speaking, you have to drop it pretty low in comparison to the previous game, obviously. My opinion again, I'll play Division 1. Division 2, I'll leave it for my PC, unless you want to play it on the go or you don't have an option for that. Because it transfers your progress from your PC to your Steam Deck, it's all on the internet. So yeah. It works. I'll recommend the Division 1. The Division 2, it works, but it is way more compromised. I'll just stick to the first one on Steam Deck. So yeah. Awesome, Mr. Bullseye. Yeah, it's better now. I think they improved it with Proton, probably. So, best of luck with that. Thank you guys so much for watching. This will become a video, so soon enough you'll see me again. And I'll see ya next time. Bye guys. Thanks for watching. See ya. Have a nice weekend.